Hello and welcome to Apprentice Effects, the show that keeps you up to date on everything in and around New Milford. I'm your host, Erin Shaughnessy, here with an update for the week of January 23rd. With the icy weather we had last week, we want to do all that we can to ensure your safety when weather conditions are not ideal in the winter with these tips from the Extension Disaster Education Network. A significant number of resources are available at the local, regional, and national levels to help citizens predict snow and ice conditions. Paying close attention to developing weather patterns can assist individuals and communities in preparing for serious snow and ice impacts. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is a very reliable source for winter storm warnings. NOAA also provides information on wind chills, which can be a major factor in determining many activities such as school closings or whether or not an elderly person or someone with a chronic health condition should go outdoors. Having a vehicle with four-wheel drive will not come in handy when encountering ice. If the roads are really bad and you do not have an emergency that requires you to leave your home, stay home. You do not want to risk endangering yourself or others by taking your car out. Please heed these warnings and stay safe when the weather isn't.
On a serious matter, do you know a young person who has a substance abuse problem? We have a safe, non-judgmental place you can go to get information, to talk, or just listen. Parents and other caring adults are welcome. The New Milford Substance Abuse Council sponsors this free and confidential group every fourth Tuesday of the month.
Come to the Youth Agency on Saturday, January 31st from 11:30 to 2 p.m. to help make and paint pieces to become part of Ben's Bell's clay ornaments. We will meet at the Youth Agency at 50 East Street and take a bus to and from Ben's Bell Studio in Newtown, Connecticut. Please note that we do not bring anything home from the studio. This is a community project. There is no cost for studio time, but we ask that you please give your child $5 for a hot chocolate stop and a small donation for Ben's Bells. To register or for more information, please contact Laura at youthagency.org.
Hello, Austin Hango here for the Apprentice Effects Entertainment and Technology Update. If you could go back and change the past, would you? What if you found a video from your 7th birthday and one of your friends was in it? Normal, right? But it's your friend from a week from today. Project Almanac is centered around the idea of a group of friends finding and creating a time machine. This sci-fi thriller is yet another production brought to theaters by Michael Bay. And it shows. The cast includes Johnny Weston, Sophia Black-Delia, Amy Lancaster, and many more. Overall, Project Almanac got 7 out of 10 star rating on IMDb and has an average rating of 4 out of 5 stars by users on Rotten Tomatoes. They first conduct simple experiments to see if it works, then they go for bigger things, like winning the lottery. Yesterday. Not all goes well. As the group uses the machine, bad things start to happen that hadn't before. Once they figure this out, they try to go back to fix everything. Will they succeed? You'll just have to see the movie to find out.
Chris Heron is coming to New Milford. Thank you to the efforts of Erica Keene and the New Milford High School. We look forward to this inspiring visitor on May 19th. As a member of the New Milford Substance Abuse Council, Erica joins other community members and groups, including the Youth Agency, providing support, education, awareness, prevention, and more to parents, teens, and the community. The Council is proud to support this project and look forward to a great turnout at this event. Please mark your calendars, buy t-shirts, and donate to make this event and its message one that will not soon be forgotten.
Hello, I'm Cameron Weiss here with This Week in Sports. The girls' gymnastics team had an outstanding meet on the 16th, beating West Hill, New Canaan, and Stamford at home. The team as a whole did great, with good performances on every aspect of the floor. Lauren Wright and Michaela Dumas led the team, having especially good meets. The boys' basketball team played a great game against Massac, beating them 63-60. Cameron Cunningham, Max Vaughy, and CJ Price all played phenomenal games. Their record is now 5-5, and they are currently on track for qualifying for the state tournament later in the season. The wrestling team had a tough loss to Newtown this week. Zachary Arnold, Kyle Linder, Colin Linder, and Denzel Phillips all had amazing matches, but sadly, it was not enough. Good luck next week against Weston, guys. The girls' basketball team this week played against Pomperog at home. Fighting down to the last minutes, the girls lost 38-39. As a whole, the team played well and seemed to outplay Pomperog the majority of the game. Lindsay Heaton, Gigi Fusco, and Olivia Seekers led the team in scoring. Good luck next week against Immaculate and Newtown.
Last year, Google launched their new and revolutionary product, Google Glass. But what does it do? It's essentially a wearable computer that projects everything into your eyes. It does anything from translating signs and giving directions to taking pictures and playing music. Great, right? Apparently not, because Google is stopping all production and sales. What happened to cause such a failure that Google Glass has been withdrawn from sales? Well, according to several sources, there was a lot going on. First, the product was given the build it and they will come, or the public beta test approach. Ultimately, what seemed to have happened was the sales didn't reach what Google expected, and people didn't have much use for the product either.
Keeping you up to date with the latest weather, it's Weatherman Duo with reporting based on weather.com. Let's start with what looks to be a very chaotic Saturday. You can expect 3 to 5 inches of wintry mix with the ground mostly covered with snow and ice. Temperatures only in the upper 20s and slight winds will tack onto the already scary road conditions. From there, things will be calming down by Saturday night into Sunday, where the day will be mostly sunny with temperatures reaching a high of 32 while dipping to the low teens during the night. In the start of next week, you can expect a very chilly and partly cloudy Monday, with temperatures only in between the lower 20s and single digits. There's also a slight chance of snow showers that night as well. Bundle up and brace yourselves. Weather up.
What can an Oscar do for you? Well, not you specifically, but for those who win them. First of all, they improve your brand and bottom line. Though they can do much more. An Oscar gives validation, credibility, and brand for such actors as Denzel Washington or Jamie Foxx. It also indicates uniqueness, trust, as well as promotion leverage and advantage. In turn, receiving one of these awards increases an actor's likelihood of getting a certain role.
When he first started out back in 1966, he began practicing with Dr. Ray Church in Winstead before enlisting in the U.S. Army and the Veterinary Corps. He served there for 6 years, 3 of which he spent in Vietnam, and cared for over 3,000 military service dogs. After he was honorably discharged in 1972, he worked alongside Dr. Ferris Gore in Washington, and the two tended to the cows belonging to 80 of the farms in the area. Although Dr. Elwell is now semi-retired and has sold his practice to his longtime friend and colleague, Mark Carlson, his passion and love for animals is still going strong. An unconventional vet, Dr. Elwell has prescribed Gatorade to my lethargic rabbit and used diapers to wrap and treat my horse's abscessed hoof, as well as countless other home remedies that no doubt help the animal without hurting the owner's pocket. No, there aren't too many vets out there like Dr. E, who puts his love for all the little furry, winged, or hoofed creatures out there before anything else, but we're sure glad to have him around and only hope that there are more out there like him.
As a follow-up from last week, tomorrow night there will be an acoustic event at the Max going on from 6:30 to 11 with a $5 admission fee featuring Alex Zondervan, Aaron Shaughnessy, Peter Coleman, Mark Patrick, and Rodrigo Miranda. So come on out for a calm night of music. That's all for now. This has been Austin Hengel, and I'll see you next week.
Within the past year, more than 5 restaurants have opened here in New Milford. Even though we have just added Diner Lux, Burger King, and Panera Bread to the list of eateries that call New Milford home, we can now expect to see many taking hold in new spots all over town. These include 99 Restaurant, Jake's Wayback Burger, and another Dunkin' Donuts, just to name a few. Really? Another Dunkin' Donuts? How many do we need on one road? The influx of restaurants coming to town is ridiculously high, so I'm wondering why New Milford has become so appealing to those who would like to open up shop. It is a proven statistic that 80% of restaurants will go out of business within 2 years of setting up in a new town. New Milford's track record with restaurants closing is also extremely high, which should in theory strike fear in the hearts of anyone who would want to open a store here. We have gained and lost Friendly's, 59 Bank, and Mateo's, along with many, many others, and that alone should show that restaurants do not fare well here. While taking the amount of eateries we'll have in town into consideration, we also have to look at how the new establishments will affect the stores that have already settled here in New Milford. There is no doubt that adding competition to the other restaurants in town will eventually cause some of the stores to go out of business. I guess we'll just have to wait and see whether the time-tested restaurants will stand or if the new places will take over. It's really kind of scary how commercial this town is starting to feel. How do you feel about all of the new options you'll have to eat here? Do you think it's helping us or harming us? This has been Erin Shaughnessy, and thank you for watching. See you next week on Apprentice Effects.